Alright, hello all you crazy people out there, my name is Dragonite, and welcome back to Harvest December. So, in the last part, Masaki's somewhat crazy cousin, and I have no idea who Ao is. If I had to guess, it's his, like, crazy ex or something like that, but we'll find out. Anyway, in this part, we're gonna see why there's, like, a photograph on the top screen over here. Seriously, there's, like, depth of field and everything. In an open cafe in the city. The weather, partly sunny, not too bad for shooting. Camera panned from the left to the right meaninglessly. Okay, I guess that answers my question. A question for the interviewer. A close-up of the model's lips. Again, the shot was meaningless, but it made a pretty picture, so no complaints there. That day, people were filming a promotion video for a social media site which had a tie-up with a fashion magazine for its campaign. For the number of views it chalked up, it was a great success. The interview continued. The model smiled slightly. A technical problem. Some noise flashed on the screen for a second. Later, we found it was colored blue, which was peculiar for camera noise. Question, answer. Question, again, something. The seek bar on my browser showed that there were only a few seconds left. Question. The interview asked jokingly, "Tell me, are you in love now?" "Yes, I am." The interviewer looked dumbstruck. The camera tilted slightly. "Script, read your script." A voice harshly whispered in the back. This scene garnered the most viewer numbers. The model looked away from the moment, blushing a little. Then she looked back, straight into the screen. I'm pretty single-minded when it comes to love. I closed the browser. I shouldn't have seen that, but I couldn't help myself either. I sighed, feeling both safe but in danger. Tagami Town was miles away from the location where this was filmed. I was far away, cut off from that world. So I was safe. Or so I had thought, because now... Unlike schools in the city, Tagami High School didn't have many students, and the number was decreasing steadily each year. Because of that, the school was able to fit all of the students from grade 1 to 3 in the gymnasium, and there was no need to separate the opening ceremony from the entrance ceremony. Apart from the students, the parents of the new first year students were also gathered for the event. I was sitting far at the back of the gymnasium, staring at the stage without paying much attention. The speaker crackled for a second before the mic turned on. By the way, M-I-C, not M-I-K-E, that's my nickname. Or that's a valid nickname for me. My nickname is Dragonite. Principal, you can speak now. Deputy Principal, hold me up, please. The sight of our tall deputy principal holding up a tiny woman reminded me of a ventriloquist. Principal, please proceed with your speech. Hi! I'm your new principal. Principal? A murmur spread through the gymnasium. The previous principal was my teacher, and he was a good one, too. But he, for some reason, she looked as if she was about to cry. The deputy principal took the mic away from her. He has been transferred to another school. Don't worry, it's nothing criminal. I'm Tamaki Mukojima, your deputy principal. My motto is score over 95% in tests before attempting the entrance exams. Hope you have a good year. The mic turned off with a pop. That was the end of our principal's speech. The rest of our program went on smoothly. Hey, our new principal reminds me of Mami-chan, Kohai sniggered from the seat behind me. I tried swallowing a yawn. I didn't have much tolerance for events that weren't educational. The ceremony lumbered on to the second half. Introduction of the new students. The gymnasium burst into an excited buzz. I snapped awake in an instant. There on the stage was this year's only transfer student. My name is Ao Tagami. Nice to meet you. Half the crowd, including the fathers in the parents' seats, melted under her smile. Ha ha! I could feel my cheeks tighten as I laughed nervously. The principal looked proud to introduce Ao to the school. As most of you will know, Ao-chan is a nationally famous model. Amazing, right? Principal, your career has nothing to do with this. Her career has nothing to do with this. Or yours. Be sure to go through me before you approach her, you all. Our tiny principal was playing the manager now. I thought that would be the worst of it. There would be a short introduction from each class now. Ao proceeded to walk down the stage towards her seat. But just before she sat down, she suddenly looked my way. And she waved, looking straight at me. Ha! I waved back. Someone clamped a hand over my wrist tightly. I could almost hear my bones strain. It seems like we have a lot to talk about. Yuki Tawaru, who was in the same class as I was this year, was looking murderous. My wrist was about to snap under her grip. But still, I couldn't keep my eyes off Ao. She was here. The first year students were excused after the ceremony, and Numi went home with Mami-chan. What was that about? Tell us everything. I was the third year student now, so I wasn't able to get away that easily. May I ask a question? I raised a hand. Oh my god. Yuki nodded once, giving permission. Why am I on my knees? That picture. I would use that as the video thumbnail if it wasn't so small. I was placed on my desk in a kneeling position before Yuki. What? You're kneeling on your desk? That can't be safe. Around me, my classmates and other students from other classes had gathered to watch the show. You waved at each other, and you looked pretty familiar with her too. Kohai was looking at me with slit eyes as if I was the enemy. Well, you see, I knew her a little while when I was in Tokyo. A little? Which she waved to you and just you when just so you publicly wait. Which she waved to you and just you so publicly when she knew you just a little. Yuki's wearing that like I'm going to kill you in a happy way face. She was looking dangerously close to exploding. I want an explanation too, Mizuho said with a pout as she rested her chin on my desk. Although I won't be surprised if you had a nasty reputation for cheating on women in the past. Can you retract that? I assure you I'm not that evil. But why Ao? Why did people pick Ao of all people? She had a stack of fashion magazines on her desk, all targeted at different age groups, but they all had Ao on the front page or in a featured editorial. Ao is one of the most popular models in the fashion industry now. I was a fan of her since Street Snap years. That's even before she was a model. Can you imagine how I feel? Like some hipster that feels bummed since their favorite indie group went mainstream. F you! To think that among all people she had to get duped by a cad like you. Mizuho pressed a handkerchief to her face and burst into tears. A few people around her began to sniff sympathetically. Wait, Mizuho-san, I never duped anybody. Masaki! Her voice. Just one word and the classroom fell silent. I could feel the people surrounding me hold their breath. Ao Tagami walked into the room. Just like the Red Sea parting, people made way. Ow. I opened my mouth to speak. Why? Before I could say anything, she hugged me protectively. Why was it so bad that I waved at him? Her sweet voice dripped into my ears. Everybody was drawn to her. I never knew if she did it naturally or purposefully, but the innocence she projected was intoxicating to the people around her. I'm new here and I don't know anybody. I was just so relieved I saw a familiar face. I wondered if he remembered me, so I waved, she said apologetically with her eyes downcast. If anybody was in the wrong, it was me. Why are you all being so mean to him? What did he do wrong? It's not that he did anything wrong. It's just, well, we couldn't forgive him. Forgive what? Al glared at the boy that spoke. He had gone a bit red in the cheeks as if it had cost him a lot to make up his excuse. He took a step back in defeat. You really Ao-san, right? Why do you ask, Toyama-san? You know my name? Your speech as head of student council was quite, amusing. Wow, she remembers my name. Mizuho covered her face with her hands as if it was too much for her to bear. Although in my opinion, she should focus more on the point that her speech was reviewed as amusing. What's your relationship with Masaki-san? Do I have to tell you? She hugged me closer. I think we all have a pretty good idea, but I thought it would be better if we clear the air a bit. I met him at a photo shoot. A photo shoot? Wait. Mizuho opened her eyes wide for a moment, then scooted out of the classroom at light speed. This! She came back just as fast as she had left. It had taken her only a few seconds. She slapped another stack of magazines on the desk. They were all the same magazine, but the issues were a year old. There on the front page was Ao, modeling the spring fashion of that year. That's Masaki-san, right there. On the next page, there I was, standing right next to her. This brings back memories, Ao murmured as she dragged a finger across the photograph. It was right after this photo shoot. I felt the dread pool in the bottom of my stomach. Just like this, she kissed me on the cheek. We kissed. Everybody was dumbstruck. Her lips were soft. I could feel my cheek burning from her touch. I missed you so much. I wanted you so much. Is that the reason? It's the only reason I'm here. I could feel her breath brush against my ears. I stopped breathing. I was afraid if I took in any of the air she breathed out, my mind would melt, that she would take over me, invade and dominate me with her poison. Again. Blue. Cloudy blue. Let's go off him. I knew this was coming. Yuki... Oh, let go of him. Not let's go off him, that doesn't make sense. Yuki stepped forward from the stupefied crowd. Ao made an amused sound in her throat, so softly only I could hear it. Her arms around me loosened a little bit. What are you to Masaki, Yuki? His wife. You're very beautiful. She let go of me and walked towards Yuki. Would your determination provide me with some fun, I wonder? She cupped Yuki's face with her hands. What are you doing? I'm sure you know you mean nothing to Masaki. That's not true. Masaki's very gentle. So gentle to his friends, he'd even allow himself to get pushed around by them. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. That's... It was Mizuho who opened her mouth, but she swallowed her words. The way she hesitated, however, spoke volumes. I'm inclined to believe he was only dating you because I wasn't here. Ao puffed out her cheeks childishly. I won't give him up. You don't understand Masaki one bit, Yuki glared back. From the look of her face, she had now acknowledged Ao as the enemy. Masaki needs somebody strong, somebody that can control him. Control? If you've been with him before, you'd know that he won't be satisfied with just any girl. He needs more. You sound so scary. If what you're saying is true, I'd be his ex-girlfriend. I'd suit him better than you do. Ao turned around to me. Huh! For a split second, her eyes flashed. Misaki, aren't I your girlfriend anymore? Everybody was transfixed by her gentle smile. Then the smile faded, replaced by one of hurt. You didn't even say goodbye. When you left, I was so confused. I didn't know what to do. What do to? That's a typo. We didn't have a chance to talk. I couldn't even concentrate on my work anymore. That's why... She came closer towards me, reaching for me. Misaki, say something. I nodded. I had been meaning to say this for a long time. It's over between us. I slapped her hand away. I recalled my past. I had almost slipped back into where I had been, back to a place that I had never wanted to be. This was why I was so detached from people around me, why I created walls around myself. I knew it wasn't healthy, but it was one that gave me the security I needed. I knew people would hate me for rejecting her the way I did, but I couldn't help it. My defenses were up now. Al looked at her hand as if she couldn't believe I had just slapped it away. That was it. I didn't have anything else for you. I heard the whispers accusing me of attacking her. So be it. I needed to protect myself now. There wasn't a future for us. I slowly put my legs down on the ground. They were a bit numb from kneeling for so long. I walked slowly. I felt like stopping and crouching on the spot from the pins and needles I had, but killed the need with willpower. I felt like stopping and crouching on the spot from the pins and needles I had, but killed the need with willpower. I needed to get out of there right now. Misaki, I'm going home. Some people looked at each other, confused by what had just happened, but slowly I could feel the anger towards me grow. Kono-kun? I met my homeroom teacher as soon as I opened the door. I don't feel well. But we haven't even started homeroom. I don't feel well. Take care. I'm sorry, sir. I won't do it again. I bowed before I took my leave. The diplomatic side of me that had tried to cooperate with society was behaving to make my life easier the next day. I walked down the stairs to my school entrance and took my shoes from the locker. Then, being careful not to be seen, I walked through the corridor in my socks and wore my shoes at the back gates. Put on my shoes at the back gates, should that be? The school gates were shadowed by trees and buildings, but despite the dimness of the area, the air smelled rich with spring. I tried to remember who said spring air is sweet. How true that was, but my expression was bitter. I've done it this time. I took the long route home, taking my time. The weather was fine. After some thought, I decided to head over to Sine early to work. Sine, for those of you who don't remember, being the lunch restaurant place where he works for a part-time job. Yeah. Anyway, how long have I been doing this? I've been doing this for like 14 minutes, this video, something around there. I'm going to end this off. I hope you all enjoy that. My name is Dragonite, and I will see you all later.